organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on our live edition of Daily Iowan TV, recent changes in internet regulations are confusing to consumers. We'll clear things up for you coming up.
One UI building is hosting its unofficial ribbon-cutting ceremony in the near future. Find out next.
We have head coach Rick Heller after Iowa's baseball snags another win.
And one hoopster sets his eyes on the NBA, coming up live in sports.
We're bringing you all that and more coming up live.
You're watching Daily Iowan TV.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Nago.
And I'm Mary Caldwell. We're coming to you tonight with some breaking news. We just received word that someone driving a moped got hit by a car outside of Burge Residence Hall this evening. Police and ambulance are on the scene, and we'll have more information in tomorrow's newscast.
We have good news for students returning to the next fall. The Iowa Memorial Union is set for a soft opening on June 1st. Back in June 2008, doors closed on the ground floor of the IMU due to flooding. Now, after years of construction, the bottom floor will finally be equipped with study areas, a cafeteria, C-store, and the Hawk Shop. After the soft opening, they will continue to make minor tweaks to the facility until July 12th. The $27 million project also includes changes that will protect the IMU against any future flooding.
Parking could be easier thanks to a new downtown feature. The Iowa City Downtown District is offering valet parking starting May 15th. This month-long pilot program is being funded by 11 downtown businesses. Drivers will pay a $10 flat fee and can drop off their cars at the U.S. Bank parking lot on the corner of Lynn and Washington Street. Then valet parkers will take cars to nearby parking garages until drivers return to pick up their car. The program will run on Friday from 5 to 10 p.m. and on Saturday from noon to 10. After the trial, the district will consider making this permanent.
Everyone was dumping ice water on their heads in support of ALS research at the beginning of the school year. Now at the end of the year, the Iowa chapter of the ALS Association has released its plans for spending the $350,000 raised statewide. The money will be invested over the next 3 years to directly support ALS clinics and help support medical costs for those with ALS in Iowa.
The FCC's fast lane to free and open internet is hitting some detours. Tanner Sigworth tackles the concept of net neutrality using the hotly debated technology itself.
It is now being called a historic decision for how Americans surf the net. The FCC approved sweeping net neutrality rule,
meaning that all of us will be treated the same when we upload and share pictures of a gold and white dress.
Now let's make no mistake about it.
The idea of net neutrality.
It's simply too important.
That's why I'm laying out a plan to keep the internet free and open.
And you are misunderstanding what net neutrality is.
The goal of net neutrality is to keep internet service providers from interfering with the content available online. They can't block certain content and cannot accept payment to run some sites faster than others. President Obama urged the FCC to make this change in a statement back in November.
Hi, everybody.
He urged the FCC to create a free and open internet for all.
Internet providers have a legal obligation not to block or limit your access to a website. There are no toll roads on the information superhighway.
The FCC put an end to that back in February, but has since been sued by 7 different organizations.
This is genuinely good news, and not just because consumers and entrepreneurs are happy, but because internet service providers are sad. And
broadband access providers have the technical ability and the economic incentive to impose restrictions on the internet.
Not only is the FCC seeing a backlash from broadband service providers, presidential hopefuls are using the opposition to net neutrality as a talking point for their political platform. Be sure to see a question on free internet pop up this campaign season.
And Mary, the weather took a quick turnaround earlier today.
I know, luckily I was in class, so I didn't really have to deal with that. Megan, what about you?
Well, I was lucky I was in class as well today before it started raining, but it looks like we're not going to be able to hide from that rain for much longer. Thursday will start out with temperatures in the 60s with cloudy skies and a chance of rain in the morning. As we head into the afternoon, there's a 60% chance of thunderstorms and temps in the upper 70s. Still a chance of thunderstorms by Thursday evening, and temperatures are going to stay in the 70s. It's safe to say an umbrella is needed for tomorrow, and it will be handy for the rest of this week as well. Thursday, we will have highs in the 80s and a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Thunderstorms will continue over the weekend. Hopefully, we'll get a break from all this stormy weather by next week, but for now, that's all I have for you live for your weather coverage. Back to you at the desk.
One group of gardeners are inspiring other students to dig in the dirt. Daily Iowan TV reporter Katie Sextro has more on the student-run organization.
The University of Iowa Student Garden is home to about 8 rows and 4 patches of what will eventually be full of food that will either be donated, sold to the University of Iowa Food Services, or eaten by the volunteers who help keep the garden growing. The garden was started in 2009 by the UI Environmental Coalition, but is now run by the UI Student Gardeners Organization and any volunteers that would like to help out. Co-president Andrew Hurst says that they try to get as many people involved with the garden as possible.
Almost exclusively run by volunteers. We invite different programs, different students, organizations out here, fraternities, sororities, and then different classes to work on actual class projects. We'd love help out here anytime, and we love people to appreciate nature as much as we appreciate this garden here.
Sophia Coker-Gunning, another co-president, says that the garden strives to do a few specific things.
Our goal of this garden is just to promote local and organic foods and promote sustainability in that way too.
The student gardeners host volunteer days on Fridays at 3:30 until 6:30 and Sunday from 1 to 4 at the garden if you'd like to help.
Plant some stuff. Yeah, it's great out here.
Reporting from the student garden, Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV.
If you'd like to learn more about student gardeners or the garden itself, you can check out their Facebook page. Just search University of Iowa Student Garden.
University of Iowa students can now register to learn the art of penmanship. The UI is offering a calligraphy class for the first time next fall. Suen Wang has the story.
Brush calligraphy is a unique art form from Chinese culture. UI Chinese program brings Chinese writing character and calligraphy to the classroom. Students also have a calligraphy contest at the end of semester.
Calligraphy contest is to write 千里之行始于足下, which means a 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. Let's check out students' performance.
Firstly, students choose a calligraphy style to work on and produce their own calligraphy piece by using Chinese brush. Then they walk around the classroom to evaluate each other's work.
Not easy. It's especially in language that I don't speak, so that was interesting. But I think now I have a better grasp on the characters and the different styles.
The class covers the historical development of Chinese writing scripts, including 5 different script styles. The class also provides students opportunities to demonstrate their works in creative ways.
Calligraphy itself is directly related to Chinese writing script development, so it's part of Chinese language learning, and also many of those great calligraphic masters. The masterpieces of calligraphy they produced are also important historical documents. So learning Chinese calligraphy is a way of learning Chinese history.
Suen Wang, Daily Iowan TV.
Iowa is currently on pace to reduce its carbon emissions as proposed by the EPA's Clean Power Plan. The state must reduce its carbon dioxide emissions by 16% compared to its 2012 levels by the year 2030. Iowa leads the nation in wind energy production, generating 28.5% of its electricity through wind energy.
The Super Bowl champion, the New England Patriots, might have knowingly cheated in the AFC Championship game after all.
An NFL Commission report released today found that it is more probable than not that the locker room attendant and equipment assistant deliberately removed air from Patriots game balls after referee inspection. Mary, do you think that the Patriots should get their title taken away?
I don't know. I feel like that's a really hard decision for them to make since they won by so much.
Yeah. But anyway, switching gears to some Hawkeye athletics, we'll toss it over to Whitney Blakemore and Jalen Sochek in the sports studio.
Thanks, Mary and Michelle. Coming up in this live sports show, we'll take a look at what a former Iowa basketball player, Gabe Olashaney, has been up to following the season, and one Hawkeye that is earning Big Ten honors.
But first, we take it to the Diamond. When the Iowa baseball team traveled to Western Illinois a month ago, they were handed a disappointing 16-5 loss. This time around, the Hawks were able to get done with a 7-5 win.
Here's what head coach Rick Heller had to say following their 34th win of the season.
You know, it was a frustrating game on the offensive side because I think they walked us 18 times, by my count, and we had 25. They gave us 25 free bases, and we only managed to score 6 runs.
Iowa entered the 6th inning trailing by 1 when they connected for 5 runs. Heller said the team's ability to never give up is one of its greatest strengths.
You know, there's no doubt that that's this team's strength is their character and their makeup and their togetherness and the fact that they want to win, and that's what I expect the rest of the way.
Only 6 games remain in the regular season as the Big Ten tournament quickly approaches.
Softball shortstop Megan Blank collecting some more accolades to her already long resume with earning first-team All-Big Ten and All-Defensive Team honors.
That is the 4th consecutive honor of Blank's career. She is only the 2nd player in program history to garner first-team accolades 4 times.
Blank has started all 210 games at shortstop, set 2 school records in both the number of doubles and the best batting average in a season.
The team will face Rutgers Thursday in the opening round of the Big Ten tournament hosted by Ohio State.
Today, the official NBA Combine invitee list was sent out. Aaron White was one of the selected to grab an invite for the event that will begin May 12th and conclude the 17th. There, White will be evaluated on skills, shooting, strength, and agility.
While classmate Gabe Olashaney may have not made the cut, that's not stopping him from setting his eyes on the big league and keeping busy. Alyssa Klosterman caught up with the Big Ten 6th Man of the Year.
Iowa's own Gabe Olashaney was one of 64 players in the nation to play in the annual Portsmouth Invitational, a showcase event for college seniors entering the NBA draft. This 4-day, 12-game event was held in Portsmouth, Virginia, and attracts about 200 scouts representing every NBA team.
It's a good couple of days playing against some of the best seniors in the country. I think I was the 2nd best rebounder and the best shot blocker. So I did what I was supposed to do out there. So it was a lot of fun. Great coaching, just sucking in all the knowledge from all those guys there. So it was a great experience.
Measuring in at 6'9", 223 pounds, and a wingspan of 7'3½", Gabe dominantly left his mark in Virginia. With yet another outstanding performance, Gabe left the invite as the top shot blocker among the 64 college seniors and just the #2 rebounder. Coach McCaffrey made the trip to Virginia to witness his outgoing center deliver an impressive audition.
Well, he won the first game for him. He made 2 free throws that iced the game, and he got the 2 biggest rebounds of the game. So remember, you're not playing for a coach that knows you, okay? So he wins the game for him. He's like, well, that's my guy. I'll play him a lot in the next 2 games. And plus, he got, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks. That's going to keep you on the floor.
With the NBA Draft Combine approaching, Olashaney is waiting for his ticket to see where the next chapter of his basketball career will take him.
For Daily Iowan TV Sports, I'm Alyssa Klosterman.
The draft is slated for Thursday, June 26th, and I don't know about you, Whitney, but I think any NBA team would be lucky to have him.
I agree. He's a great defensive player, and it'll be exciting to see where he ends up.
And speaking of exciting, we have some more great content coming your way for Thursday's night show. We'll have the preview of Heller Squad's last home series of the season against the Golden Gophers.
And before the softball team kicks off their own postseason action Friday night, we caught up with Sammy Geierman, whose recent offensive surge has been a much-needed lift for the Hawkeyes.
Mary and Michelle, back to you at the desk.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight on our live edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to tune in tomorrow evening for more of the latest news.
Or you can check us out on YouTube. Just search for Daily Iowan TV. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle Nago.
And I'm Mary Caldwell. Have a great night.